take the Atlanta Journal-Constitution long to make a long list and check it twice, demanding a series of far-left things from Barack Obama. Newspaper circulation down 14% year to year. It wants free child health care, taxpayer money for abortion rights abroad, embryonic stem cell research, limited drilling for oil, and on and on and on. All of this in one editorial. Now, the editorial page editor, Cynthia Tucker, is perhaps the most radical left person working in a newspaper in the country. And she has embraced the phrase Christianists, you may remember that, when complaining about religious people voting a certain way. But as we've seen with the gay marriage protests, the secular progressive movement is on display all over the country, not just Atlanta. And here to analyze our culture warriors, Fox News analyst Monica Crowley and Margaret Hoover. How about that church in Michigan? What if you were sitting there, Hoover, in church, and I assume once in a while you'll wander in. If you were sitting there in the church and these people started doing this in the middle of a service, what would you do? Tell me honestly, what would you do?
You know, I'd probably help facilitate, get them out of there.
Would
Whether
you grab
it's
them
me
physically?
if I was right there, I probably would, because
really?
you know what, that's really so disrespectful and not the time and place, and also not the way to make a
So
statement.
you, Margaret Hoover, all what, 5'3" of
Look,
you?
it is
Wait.
5'6",
5'6", all right.
and a half.
Would arise from the pew
Or else
and lay
facilitate-
hands upon these demonstrators?
Either that or facilitate and usher getting them out of there. Because what they did, Bill, is disrespectful. I think anybody, even in the gay rights movement, the reasonable people in the movement who are not all
they're
whack.
appalled by this.
Yes,
Absolutely
this is not
appalled by it.
representative of the movement and what they
I
stand
have
for.
gotten a lot of calls and mail from gay people who say, this is hurting us
Yes.
dramatically. It's
You know what?
unacceptable.
There's a great historical parallel here. Ed Brooke, first African-American senator from Massachusetts in the 70s, first African-American senator since Reconstruction, said of the civil rights movement, the radicals on the left are hurting our cause.
Okay.
He understood better than anyone.
You're in the pew, Crowley. What do you do?
I'm not going to try to apprehend these freaks because you have no idea what they're, if they're armed, if they're going to act out violently. This is completely unacceptable.
All right, so
It
you
is hurting
stay
their
quiet in the pew?
Because, listen, this is an example of course I would stay quiet in the pew. Most churches don't have security. They've got ushers. They don't have
ushers.
security.
Right.
Maybe they should, because what we're seeing right now is an escalation of this.
Oh, no doubt.
This tug of war between traditionalists.
This is in Delta Township, Michigan.
Right.
This isn't
It's
in
not
some
in
big
San
city.
Francisco.
Right. This is in a rural area in Michigan.
That's right.
So
That's
you
right.
would
And
would
this-
sit there and just be outraged, simmer quietly.
Well, because I wouldn't want to draw attention to myself, because again, you don't know if these people are willing to act out violently.
Okay.
If they're willing to invade a sacred space like a church, they might be willing
Right.
to carry it a step
Right.
further.
Now, I'm not even going to tell you what I would do because it's not Christian, or it's not from our Judeo-Christian heritage, and that is my failing. I'm not real tolerant about these things.
Right.
Now, do you, Crowley, believe that since Obama was elected, this is all coincidental? Or do you believe, as I do, that the far left has been emboldened and they're demanding now what they want, and you better give it to them?
Absolutely, because look, the far left in this country has had the lid on it for 8 years because of President Bush, and the Republicans for at least part of that time in control of the Congress. So they have 8 years of pent-up frustrations, anger, rage, and the acting out that you're seeing on the gay rights movement, the acting out you're seeing in a lot of these editorials. Remember that the far left brung Obama to the dance. He owes them.
Yeah,
So
but
the
I don't think it's
challenge-
Obama.
I gotta disagree with you guys here.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I really disagree with you guys here. Look, the civil rights stuff, the gay rights stuff that you're seeing has been going on for a very long time. This was one chapter in its long legacy. It's not going to end now. It didn't start yesterday. This is going to keep going, and this is in reaction to the major setback that they experienced in California.
All right, so you don't think it has anything to do with Barack Obama's election?
No, I do not at all.
Okay, then how do you explain the Atlanta Journal-Constitution with their loopy editorial today, the San Francisco Chronicle, and I'm going to mention this in a little while, demanding a criminal investigation into Guantanamo? I mean, the far left surging in a lot of areas. Now, it isn't Barack Obama's fault. I want to make that quite clear. But you're telling me you don't think they're emboldened?
First of all, that is one of the most liberal editorial boards in the country, so of course they're going to say crazy things. Let's not forget that if John McCain had won the election, Gitmo would close also. Because the Supreme Court ruled in Bolivia
Do you think the same
that
level of
detainees
far
at
left stuff
Guantanamo
would be going on if McCain were elected?
Probably more of it. Look,
Really?
Guantanamo is going to close either way, Bill. And so really the question is, what do we do with these guys? What happens when one of these guys gets released back to his country, ends up participating in a terrorist attack that causes bloodshed on American soldiers soil, and it's
No.
this is a policy
That's
issue here.
an
and that is a
unintended
very
consequence
serious
I hope
problem.
doesn't happen, but if it does, all hell's going to break
This is
loose.
going to be the outcome
All right.
either way.
You disagree?
Yes, the far left in this country sees a providential opportunity to try to get their agenda affected. Barack Obama was ranked the #1 most liberal senator in the U.S. Senate out of 100. That didn't happen by accident. They believe, the hard left believes he is one of them.
Do you believe
and
it?
Throughout the entire,
Do you believe it?
When you look at his voting record, yeah, I do
Okay, but
believe
wait.
he is
Do you
a-
think that when he's sworn in January,
Yeah.
that he's going to go lurching to the left?
I think he's going to be smarter than that. I don't think he's
I
going
don't
to do it
believe he will.
immediately,
He's
but
too
I think you will see a very gradual encroachment to the far left.
Do you believe that?
It
Start
is
with the
no
terrorism
accident
related.
that his chief of staff participated in the first botched 2 years of the Clinton administration and is not going to let them make the same mistake.
How about if he gains power and the economy comes back and he gets more powerful, then will he go to the left?
Then we could see some problems.
Okay.
And remember, he's got a Congress that is going to want to pull him to the left as well.
Well, Pelosi certainly will.
Harry
There's no
Reid.
doubt about it. She's a San Francisco congresswoman. All right, ladies, thanks very much. Always edifying to see you.
Thank you.